Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to do something absolutely fascinating. We are going to meticulously deconstruct a highly optimized kids script. Why? Well, because buried inside this very short, very specific document is an exact blueprint. It's literally the mechanical formula used to capture, hold, and monetize attention on digital platforms today. We're going to take the Bule Shark's Magic Color Adventure script and tear it apart piece by piece just to uncover exactly how it's built. We're going to start right at the beginning with this exact opening line from the source material. Baby shark is swimming in the blue sea. Now, it sounds entirely innocent, right? But this line anchors the viewer immediately. There's no preamble, no complicated backstory. Bam! We're instantly placed in a location, the blue sea, with a recognizable character. This sets the stage perfectly for our deep dive into the underlying mechanics of what looks like a super simple story but is actually a highly engineered piece of media.
Okay, let's dive into this because the source material doesn't just give us a story, it actually gives us the thesis for exactly why the story is written the way it is. The text explicitly states that for a kids' channel, a simple, repetitive, and energetic script often performs best. These three traits, simplicity, repetition, and energy, they aren't just creative choices here. They are strict performance metrics. This entire script is just a masterclass in deploying these three exact elements to completely maximize engagement.
So here is our roadmap for breaking down this blueprint. First, we'll look at the content blueprint. Second, anatomy of the adventure. Third, the engagement loop. And finally, tactics for maximum views.
All right, part one, the content blueprint, and how they structure the hook.
Listen, if you want to hold an audience's attention, you've got to hook them instantly. The script establishes the setting in exactly one sentence, and then instantly pivots to a primary objective to keep the viewer from clicking away. Now, what's really interesting here is the incredibly precise use of language to trigger visual engagement. What's that glowing light? Followed by, wow, it's a magic rainbow treasure chest. These are immediate, high-contrast visual hooks. A glowing light in a dark blue sea. A magic rainbow treasure chest. The script is purposefully designing an irresistible mystery that forces the viewer's eyes to stay glued to the screen. You just have to know what's inside that chest.
Moving right along to part two, anatomy of the adventure, focusing on the sequence of reveals. So, once that chest is introduced, Baby Shark invites the audience to open it together on a count of 1, 2, 3. Now, this isn't just a fun little countdown. It's a structural device. It opens the door to a highly calculated sequential payload. Let's look at how this sequence actually builds, because the progression is entirely deliberate. Step 1, a red ball jumps out. Step 2, a yellow duck jumps out. Step 3, a green dinosaur appears. Just look at the escalation mapped out in the source text. We start with a really simple primary color and an inanimate object, a red ball. Then, we move up to a yellow animal, a duck. Finally, we escalate to a big, green dinosaur. It's this perfectly structured, escalating progression of colors and concepts, all designed to hold attention through continuous, novel reveals. But here's the thing. The script doesn't just show you these items, it attaches biomechanical imperatives to every single one of them. Bounce, dance, stomp. These are highly specific kinetic action verbs. When the ball pops out, Baby Shark says, "Let's bounce the red ball." Boing, boing, boing. For the duck, it's dance with the yellow duck. For the dinosaur, let's stomp like a dinosaur. The script is literally forcing physical engagement from the viewer. It's pairing every single visual reveal with a mandatory physical action.
Which brings us to part three, the engagement loop, specifically call and response.
All of these reveals and kinetic verbs are actually part of a much larger interaction mechanic. You see, the script is designed to create a relentless feedback loop between the characters on the screen and the kids watching at home. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that retention strategy works on the page. You have the narrator's inciting action, like pop, a red ball jumps out, paired directly against the scripted response from the kids, red, red, red. The script dictates this exact pattern for every single item. The narrator introduces the color, and the kids immediately chant the color back 3 times. It's this incredibly tight, closed-loop system of participation that makes passive viewing completely impossible.
Okay, so after iterating through this loop a few times, the chest glows again, revealing all the colors at once. And this triggers the grand finale song. Colors, colors everywhere, dancing, jumping in the air. Clap your hands and count to 4, we'll have fun forevermore. This serves as a culminating interactive micro-narrative. It synthesizes all those previously learned colors and physical actions, the dancing, the jumping, the clapping, into one massive, energetic finale. The script brings every single element it introduced into one final, highly concentrated burst of activity.
And finally, Part 4, Tactics for Maximum Views, breaking down the actual optimization formula.
Now this is where the source material shifts gears completely. It moves totally away from the story of the blue sea and the glowing chest, and it explicitly lists out the metadata strategies designed solely to drive digital viewership. The script itself acknowledges that the story alone just isn't enough. It requires a strict optimization formula. The text clearly outlines these core requirements to increase views. You absolutely must add bright, colorful animations, catchy background music, repeated words and actions, and a highly specific thumbnail design. So the crucial point is that the story we just analyzed is merely the skeleton. These bullet points are the final secret sauce needed to actually bring the blueprint to life. Without the bright colors, the catchy music, and that repetition we saw in the red, red, red chants, the engine simply won't run.
Let's actually look a bit closer at that last requirement. The source material is incredibly rigid about the packaging of this content. It dictates the exact required thumbnail elements: baby shark, rainbow colors, and a treasure chest. Notice just how specific and literal this is. It combines all the key visual hooks from the script into a single, static image. This is engineered to instantly attract clicks before the video even starts playing. The promise of the glowing mystery box has to be sold to you before you even hit play.
And finally, the source dictates a very specific metric, a strict runtime duration of just 1 to 2 minutes maximum. This is vital. I mean, think about everything we just covered. The hooks, the countdowns, the popping chest, the bouncing, dancing, stomping, the 3-part chants, and a whole finale song. All of this energetic repetition must be forcefully compressed into a highly restricted 1 to 2 minute tight window for algorithmic success. It is just an incredibly dense package of pure kinetic engagement.
When you take a step back and really look at this explainer, the sheer efficiency of this script is honestly breathtaking. It wastes zero time, it demands constant physical and vocal participation, and it wraps the whole thing up in under 120 seconds. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. If total simplicity, bright colors, and a rapid-fire 1 to 2 minute runtime are the proven keys to completely capturing and retaining an audience, are we all, regardless of our age, just scrolling through our digital lives looking for our own magic rainbow treasure chest? Thanks so much for exploring this with me.